not really taught what self-love is through school or through Western society, are we? Self-care. Self-love isn't just about us. It's about who we let into our circle, what behaviours we find acceptable or allow. From others, around us, directed at us. It's about taking the time to understand what is best for our mind, body, and spirit and soul. A large proportion of humans spend all their time around other people, so they never truly get to the bottom of what it is that they desire or require at any moment, any given moment. It's very important to form deep relationship with yourself, which makes it sound like you and yourself are two separate entities. But that's the point, isn't it? We almost are, because a lot of people think who their self is actually their personality, their persona, all of the roles and masks which we develop from childhood. You know, certain characteristics. As a son, for example, you would display certain characteristics, and then a friend would be different. So we grow up. These personas don't change because a friend who you know from playing football with, for example, will probably want you to stay the same as that friend. If he doesn't change, his persona, which meets you within this framework, doesn't change, then he would like you to stay that same way. The difficulty is that the only constant in life is change. People who aren't able to embrace change, well, they can't grasp true wellness, true health, prosperity, abundance, because they're too busy clinging on to something which doesn't exist anymore. So any persona which was developed in a different time and space, well, it has to be shifted. That's why people who stand for a cause, the just, the righteous, they're constantly shifting, changing environments, who they are, behaviours, because why would you not want to be better? If you don't want to be better, that's just called settling. But we are a species of animal which is inevitably going to evolve. So if you're not choosing evolution of yourself, your own inner world, then you're not going to be able to catch up with the world around, which is changing. So back to self-love. This is the way, right? Self-care. Because we can't trust anybody in this life. Everybody's got an angle. Depending on the context. Somebody who's been solid 99% of the time, you might rely on them. Just that 1%, and their context has just changed so much that you can't count on them. And then where are you hung out to dry? because you never took the time to learn how to do what this person did for you, for yourself. That's a dangerous game. So we have to take it right back to the drawing board. Now, we were all children when we learnt that the world isn't what we thought it was. These ideals and beliefs which we subscribe to, because they were just sold to us. We were children, we were naive. So when things started to change, we lost parts of ourselves, and the only way to get them parts back is to go and give our little selves exactly what he or she needed, and to continue to do that and stand in place of a world or parents or guardians or whatever that weren't able. I mean, it's the exception to the rule, yeah? That emotionally healthy parents in this world, especially Western civilization where we're disconnected from nature, the indigenous people know how to do it, put it that way. So we have to reparent ourselves. That's part of self-care, self-love. Because if you don't, there's always going to be a void, there's always going to be that gap, and you can't fill it with drugs or drink or other people. It's only a temporary fix, and inevitably the tower will come crashing down, and then what? So we find out it wasn't always doom and gloom. As children, we used to love stuff, whether it was painting, drawing, singing, dancing, making up songs with nonsense words. That's just called being, just called living, free of judgment, in the moment. That's what children have. And the monsters take it off them. They say, hey, stop, don't, no. Be yourself, just not like that please, because it's disturbing my peace. Fuck that, hey? Find your voice. Find your inner child. Be what that child needs. Lots of cuddles, lots of cuddles. There's going to be tears, right? That's another thing which was taken from us. The ability to cry when we need to. Crying is the most cathartic experience when you fully tune into it and get to the depths, get to the bottom. Feel every single muscle straining with the effort. Many years. Holding it in, contracting. The meaning of life is expansion. So you can see how this inverted matrix system causes us to contract. We sign contracts. We're supposed to expand. So cry, connect with water, your emotions, bathing. It's took me many years to get to a place where I clean myself as much as my vessel wants and needs, because for whatever reason I just formed an aversion to cleaning myself. Maybe I unconsciously just felt dirty, so I didn't deserve to be taken care of in that manner. I don't know, but it doesn't matter because here I am. Don't allow your inner child to be around toxic people. And I don't even need to explain what I mean by that, because if you don't know, then you need to ask yourself what I mean by that. We have been locked into our central nervous system since children. Our emotional growth was stunted, so we're just children walking around in adult suits, waiting for the next monster to jump out from behind the bushes. Quite literally, our nervous system is primed for that. We are, for the most part, in fight or flight mode, and some of these substances which are legal, widely recognised as acceptable, coffee, tobacco, they just perpetuate that anxiety on edge. Oh, it's alright, I feel nervous, so I'll have a cigarette. Oh, well, when that wears off, I'm going to feel nervous again, aren't I? Or, oh man, I just feel so on edge, I don't know why. Maybe I should have another coffee, because 13 coffees wasn't enough today. Yeah. So that doesn't help. Herbal tea. Drink some herbal tea, child. We need to get out of that fight or flight. The only way to do that is to be in an environment where we feel safe to express whatever needs to come out. So how can we do that? Well, your home should be a sanctuary, and if it's not, what are you even doing? I took the expert level route to peace by living on the streets and having to find peace amongst all of that chaos, and recalibrating my central nervous system amongst all of that. So you can definitely do it in your own home. What we can do, we activate our sensory experience with things which are pleasing to our sight, smell, taste and hearing, then that really helps us to tune in and to feel relaxed. Candles, incense, relaxing music, because believe it or not, if you listen to Slipknot 24/7, then you're probably not gonna feel that peaceful. I think, that's just an educated guess. So I invite you to look upon your own self and your own life as that of a child. And going forward, take that concept, think about the self-talk or the negative, the way that you speak about yourself. Would you speak that way about a child? No, you would not. Or if you would, well, that's a different story. That's another video. God loves you. Love yourself.